Hello, my loves, it's Khandie, and I thought I'd do a review for you on something I managed to acquire, which is called the Pocket Dispo, which is, if you can see here, a 3D printed lens that uses disposable camera lenses, which you see just there, to create a whole new experience, or basically replicate replicate disposable camera lens quality on your digital. I think that's how you say it. I'll be honest. I haven't seen much of 3D printing getting much of a press, 3D printing lenses essentially, but this is a tiny little one here. I mean, it's minuscule. It's it's literally like that and the back. And when it arrives, it's in a padded envelope, that was all. And it comes with two things, which is this little card here with their logo. And then it says on the back, if the lens is not working, be sure to enable release shutter without lens in your camera settings. These are only available on mirrorless systems, I'm informed. And it came with like a little logoed lens cloth. Now, out the back, I will say, slightly disappointed in just that. One, it's 50 quid to get it from the US to the UK. Okay, right. 50 quid is pricey. Let's not mess about. It is a price as you could get a second-hand lens, admittedly. But one, I understand 3D print is expensive. And two, someone had to engineer this. So fair play to them. But I want a back. Like they've got two little bugbears, I'll be honest. One, I want a back on this, right? Because it is not that hard wearing. Now, I haven't dropped it, admittedly, but I have used it a few times and already you can see the little marks on these? I don't think it shows so well on that one. Maybe it shows better on that one. You can see these little white marks appearing where I'm using it and it's starting to attack and, if you like, bite in on the edges that are what secure it on. Now, I understand it's plastic, so it doesn't have an excessive lifespan, but it needs to be just that little bit more protected. So at the minute, I'm having to put something on it. Now, my other bugbear is a minor one because I couldn't figure out was there a marker in where you put like with these Nikons, you've got the little dot there and you line up the dot on your lens. Now, there's a dot there, so I thought maybe it was that one. No, I thought it was maybe. There's like one of the squares on the side is a slightly different square, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, this one here. You see this one? I thought maybe it was that. It is, but you've got it's not very clear, right? It's not very clear. So that's another thing, because we're used to lining up dots. So thankfully it is that one there, but my brain wants to say that one. Okay, so that's fine. That's my two little bugbears. I fell in love with this lens. Now you might think, oh, of course you do, Khandie. Well, here's the thing. I do a lot of film photography and I also work with quirky lenses with Lens Baby, right? Now I'm not paid for this one. So I will say, I feel like Lens Baby should have picked this up and they're probably going to hate me I said that. This has such a great vibe. I really wish Lens Baby had picked this up or something very similar. I think they do have stuff that kind of bridges it for a more, which is across all of the lens camera mounts, but this one it's just got such a quirky feel. It is 50 quid to get it from the US. Now there are people in the UK who are 3D printing these and I became aware of that after this one arrived. I haven't seen many reviews on this too in depth. There is some on YouTube and now I'm doing one, but I'm doing one as somebody who picked this up and isn't being paid or sponsored to say it's great. That being said, I do think it's great because that is kind of my style. I can see this working for so many people, right? You're going to go, of course you will, Khandie. Seriously, right. First of all, we need to get some stuff out of the fact. It is a fixed aperture, that's f11, which means it's not going to let a massive amount of light in, so you aren't going to get your bokeh, all right? Unless it's like super far away. And it's a 28mm, so it's super wide. It's not the widest, but it's super wide, which means you're probably not going to do many headshots. You might think, why not? I could do an ultra wide headshot. Yes, you could, except it's only in focus if the subject that you want in focus is approximately 1.5 meters into infinity because of the f11. I'm going to say we measured this in a geeky manner. I wish we filmed it because it was quite hilarious. We think it's more around the 1.6, 1.7, but that's just being finicky. And that was just because my friend's a geek and we all nerded out and measured it with a tape. I have such love for this. Now it literally gives you disposable camera feel on your digital. So one, if you are one of those people who, like me, who's an avid film photographer, you are going to go, oh, this is very close to it. And it cuts down on a lot of the cost. Now, obviously you need to have the camera already, but you get that feel. I can see this working for wedding photographers. I want to use this at a wedding. It's going to be such a nice little gimmicky thing to add onto already. Imagine this on the reception. Imagine this like doing your couple's portraits, getting that look, that timeless look, that kind of, well, not timeless, it's more 90s, and let's be honest, let's date it, it's the 90s. But I also think it's got some potential for street photography, because look at this. That's how much the profile is. Look, in fact, my grip sticks out more than the lens. And I think it's such like, it's so, it doesn't even look like there's a lens on it. That's what I'm laughing about. I used it for walking around, and just doing some street photography. I did think, oh, I should put a flash on it, because my mirrorless does not come with a built-in flash. We've done away with that vulgar look. But I don't want to put a big flash unit on the top and then go, oh, incognito. So I didn't put one on, but you know the look. You've probably seen it loads, and there are people who've done that. And I think that is a great look for party, especially if you're like, imagine you're a gig photographer and you're like photographing the crowd, and maybe you get those bright lights from the stage. Admittedly, it's f11, so you might have to shoot quite a high ISO, but there is such potential there. And I think it has such, I'm not sure everyone's going to shoot everything on it, but even for filming, like, could you imagine, you just want to, for those videographers out there who want to have that kind of retro vibe, you don't have to worry about like putting something on top and editing it. It's done for you right there in camera. It cuts down time. So for me, who I think it will appeal to is pretty much so many people. Now, not the, maybe not the avid fine art photographers, people who want to bring a bit of fun back into their photography. And at a 50 quid price point, I can see this being a great Christmas present, anniversary present in general. The only thing is, I will just say, when you get it, everything just amounts to that much. And you're like, I spent 50 quid on that. But you know, you understand how processes in marketing and just getting stuff in from America is going to cost, and probably more so in a few months because of a certain guy getting into power. I like that they say it's going towards sustainability, because they're taking the disposable camera lens and putting it in here, so it's got a longer use. It's not all going into landfill. Appreciate that. I'm not sure what this is, if it's recyclable as well from that, or how it is. I do, and then it's obviously sent from America, so maybe it's not as sustainable, but anyway, doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter in the terms of review. It does matter in the great scheme of, I'm sure. Now, I've seen reviews online of this on YouTube, on Instagram. By the way, this is a great time, if you don't follow my Instagram, to jump on there right now and follow my Instagram. I did some out and about footage with it, just really basics. I think, there's no point keeping this sort of stuff for special occasions. I am going to take this with me because, seriously, look how skinny this is. Like it's I mean, it's like a lens cap. It's like a little bit of a butch lens cap. It's got a bit of substance to it. That's what it feels like. So I'm taking it with me. I'm going to take it a lot more and do some more videos, and you'll see it, and I'll tag it so you can see more. I kind of love it. So the people I can see who are going to use this. So like I said, people maybe photographing crowd scenes, bands, music, parties. It's going to be good for. At F11, bear that in mind. Wedding photographers, fashion people, because you know what, 28mm gives you that distortion on the limbs, just a little bit less than your 24mm, because we know the 24 to 70 is pretty much the workhorse of a lot of fashion photographers. But this gives you such a retro vibe. I feel it's going to be incredibly popular. And right now, the 90s aesthetic is so in and still in. And I think it's here to stay. But I can see videographers wanting to use this. People shooting grunge sort of like stuff, and people shooting like this cool party scene. This is it. And it's 50 quid. So I'll be honest, get it if you're one of those people. And also just people who like film photography, but, one, it's pricey. If you get, I think like digital film disposable cameras now, like 16, 17 pound, then you have to pay £8, £9 for development. I'll be honest, do 2 of those, you can get one of these, like, roughly thereabouts. That's not to say I don't love my film photography. I absolutely do. But this is such a lovely little love child between the two. And I'm so here for it. So let's get into the images that I shot. They are nothing spectacular. I'm literally going to talk you through them, and you'll be like, and you're a road photographer, you can laugh at me. But I think it's important that you see this, because I don't want you to think I need to keep this for special occasions. I don't keep anything for special occasions, not even frocks, dresses, anything. I like to use everything I've got all the time. And I think that gives you cost per use. And let's be honest, I've earned this back already, but it's interesting, and it gives a nice fun element. And do you know what? I am in love with it. I think holiday travel bloggers are going to love it too, because it's got such a iconic look that we all know instantly when we see it, that's a disposable camera. I think people will be shocked to realize you shot it on a digital camera. So let's get into my images. Okay, let's look at these images. You can see the movement in the edge of the frame here. It's got halidation, it's got chromic aberration, it's got what you would think from a disposable camera, but it's all on digital. I love it. I'm not quite sure if it's as bright as, say, a digital lens on f11, because I had a quick look and I think it's just a little underexposed comparatively. Backlight gives you this haze. You know, there's some movement to it. I like it. It's got appeal, I will say. Now, I want to show you on video. So I've got some quick clips here. There's no lens hood on this, so you're going to get that lens flare. Here's a really clunky. Watch the edge of the frame, how it curves round. So there is a little bit of movement, as you see quite starkly there. So let me know what you think of this lens. If you tried it, would you try it? And I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you.